Alright, coming in at number 10 is the AN-94 with 1,010 kills. This is my lowest gun that is over 1,000 kills. Class setup for this gun is Coyote Sight, Compensator, Angle Grip, and Green Laser. It has a damage of 32 to 24, which is a pretty big drop off for most guns, but not the biggest on this list. Range for this gun is 120 to 50, which will mean that it's very good at medium to distance, but I would probably not use this in close range combat as you will most likely lose the fight. It is unlocked at rank 10, so it is pretty low level, and most of you guys will probably be able to use this. Its fire rate and burst is 1,800, which is one of the fastest in the game. And if you have this gun in auto, which its fire rate is 600, and I usually use it in automatic just because I prefer it. Before, though, it is good in burst. I've gotten over 100 kills with it in burst. You can usually 2 to 3 burst somebody. And if you're lucky, a 1 burst. This gun is best on the maps of Radrod, Sandstorm, and Crane Sight Revamp and Crane Sight. It is a very good gun. I would suggest it to anybody wanting a good burst gun or a good auto. It works very good in auto, and if you have it in automatic, the first 2 bullets come out as a burst and fire at the 1,800 rate, and sometimes you can get somebody with just those 2 bullets. So remember, use this gun in long to medium range. Don't use it in close range, and you'll be tearing through people. Now moving on to number 9. Okay, coming up at number 9 is the Intervention. I have 1,075 kills on this. Yes, my class setup is a VOG 6 or just the regular scope. The Bullets and the Ballistic Tracker. I know I technically haven't earned the Ballistic Tracker. I did buy it on all of my snipers because it just helps me out for spotting where to do the headshot because I'm bad at that and it just helps out. This gun is unlocked at rank 0, so every one of you has it. It's a very good sniper rifle. It has damage of 80 to 75, so it's more than the Remington, but not nearly as much as the BFG-50. But it can one-shot body from close ranges, and every once in a while you can get a good one from a distance that they haven't already been damaged. Otherwise, it's a one-shot headshot. And it has a fire rate of 35, which is like nothing, but it doesn't really matter. It's a bolt action, and it carries 7 in the segment in its magazines, and you can put 8 in. That should be 8 kills for a magazine, but let's be honest, unless you're Paradox, you don't get all of them. You don't get 1 kill per round. The best maps for this is really any map except for Mall. There's somewhere that you can snipe on every single one of the map. I feel like Style Studios has done good with the snipers, getting them places in every single map. You could really use it on every map except for Mall. Mall is the hardest map I find to snipe. You can snipe on it, but it's not the greatest. I prefer this on Sandstorm, Ravrod, or Highway. Those are the ones that I use it on most. And now moving on to number 8. Okay, coming in at number 8 is the MP5 with 1,310 kills. My class for this is Coyote Sight, Compensator, Angle Grip, and Green Laser. It's unlocked at level 40, so it is a pretty, it's about a medium range gun for most people to have. It has damage of 30 to 19, which isn't too bad, but it is quite a big drop off. It has a range of 75 to 120. So this gun is good in close to medium combat. It's probably where it is best. Doesn't have as much range as the MP10, but is still quite good. It has a rate of fire of 800, which is quite good for most guns on this list, and has a magazine size of 30. The best maps for this are Mall, Metro, Sandstorm, and Ravrod. I definitely suggest you using this gun, and its iron sight is not too bad, so I do frequently move back to that. This is a great gun, and I would suggest anybody that is looking for a good gun to use this. Now moving on to number 7. Okay, coming in at number 7, we have the M4 with 1,465 kills. And yeah, that's probably going to be bumped up to Ballistic Tracker soon, just so I can get it. My class setup for this, when using this, is the Coyote Sight, Compensator, Angled Grip, Green Laser, and it is unlocked at rank 0. The damage is 34 to 19, and the range is 100 to 50. However, unlike most guns on this list, this and the AN-94 are both burst guns. However, the AN-94 you can change into an automatic. This gun is not. It is staying in burst. However, for the current time being, until the update comes out, you can fire it at a certain rate that if you click it right after the burst come, you can fire it in automatic and control the kick a little bit better. The fire rate is 950 and the mag size is 30. However, like I said, the damage is 34 to 19, which is a pretty big drop off. One of the bigger ones on this list. And it is a pretty big drop off, but I feel like this gun is good in the medium to close range, but can also be used at a far distance. And because of the burst, you can control the recoil just a little bit better. It's good on a lot of maps. Its best maps that I find are Highway Lot, Rav Rod 911, Sandstorm Metro, and crane sight can be used as long as you're not firing too much at the crane, because then you'll lose a lot more bullets and might not get your kill, but you should. It is a very accurate gun. I think that it is a very versatile gun and very good. I've gotten most of my kills on it when it was an automatic, but I still use it in burst. So I would highly suggest this. It's unlocked to rank 0, so every one of you have it. So now we're moving on to number 6. Okay, coming in at number 6, we have the MP7, 1,552 kills. The class setup that I usually use is the default sight, compensator, angled grip, and green laser. You unlock this gun at rank 9, so it's a pretty low level gun, and most of you will probably already have it. The damage is 30 to 18, which is quite a big drop off, and the range is 40 to 90, so this gun is not very good at a distance. I don't know why I played on Crane Sight Revamp with this gun, but I did. And then the rate of fire is 950, so you'll go through your bullets pretty quickly. But it also means that if you're up close, you tear through the person pretty quickly. It has mag size of 30, but you do usually run out of those if you fire a little bit too longer, and I usually end up having to reload after most kills. However, not all of them. At a range, though, you are not going to be doing very good and probably will have to use your entire mag to get one kill. The best maps I find are Mall, Sandstorm, and if you play it right, you could do good on Metro. However, Metro is a little bit more of like iffy. Depends on how you play. It depends on how other people play in lobby. Alright, now moving on to number 5. Okay, coming in next is the BFG 50 with 1,774 kills. My class setup for this is usually the default sight, but sometimes the VOG 6, a default barrel, no grip, and ballistic tracker. I do a ballistic tracker on this, and I did earn it. I didn't buy it on this one, I don't believe. As you guys know, the BFG 50 is a one-shot, does 100 and 105 to 105 damage, has 200 to 250 range, which is pretty good, but you're always almost guaranteed to always kill person one shot unless you, even body shots, unless you wallbang. It has a fire rate of 30, which is not very fast, and it only has a magazine size of 1, so that means you're reloading after every single bullet. This gets quite annoying, and if you get crowded up by people, it's not a very good thing. You'll probably lose most of those gunfights unless they're at a safe distance away. If they're at a safe distance, you're pretty much guaranteed to hit your shot. If you hit your shot, you're guaranteed the kill. It's good to go for collaterals. I've gotten one triple collateral. I almost got one there, but one of my teammates killed one of them, so I didn't quite get a triple. But I have had one triple collateral I actually got on a stream. So now we're moving on to the next gun. Okay, coming in at number 4, we have the Scar L with 2,515 kills. My class setup for this is Coyote Sight, Compensator, Angled Grip, Green Laser, and the Green Laser. It does 33 to 21 damage. It does 60 to 120 range, which is pretty good. So I'd probably use this gun in the medium, close, and medium long range, if you kind of get what I mean. That you shouldn't be using this gun too much up close, but at a distance it has enough kick that you'll struggle to be able to use all of your ammunition, or you'll use all your ammunition on one person. I actually level up until level 111 in this clip, which is kind of cool. So it has a fire rate of 625, which is actually pretty slow compared to most of the guns on this list. And it has a magazine size of 30, so pretty much the average. It is a very good gun. It is my second favorite gun, my favorite assault rifle. It's very good. If you come up with a quick firing weapon in close range, you'll probably lose. Otherwise, you're pretty much guaranteed the win in medium to close because it does a lot of damage and doesn't have that bad of a drop off compared to most of the guns dropping from like 34 to 19. This only goes 33 to 21. So it still is either like a 3-bullet kill if you get headshots, or at max a 5-bullet kill. And I would definitely go with headshots with this gun. So I definitely recommend this to any gun. It's unlocked at rank 20 or 22, I believe. So it is pretty low level. However, the folding grip does do more, helps a little bit better with the aim stability. I personally don't find it helping that much that it's significant that you need to use that. And I threw on the angled grip for this list because it's lower level, so that way you guys will be able to get it soon because it takes less kills to get that. So now moving on to number 3. Okay, coming in at number 3, we have the UMP-45 with 2,866 kills, which will probably, by the time the video comes out, be over 3,000 because it's just so close, and I'll probably just push it over the edge. The class setup that I have for this weapon is I usually use the default sight, however sometimes I'll throw on the coyote or reflex, the compensator, green laser, and an angled grip. Then for the unlock rank, it is unlocked at rank 6, so you have this gun from quite a low level. I started using it at rank probably 6 and instantly fell in love with this gun because it is such a great gun. However, it's not necessarily a super close range gun and not necessarily a distance gun. I would probably use this in the medium close range, kind of not too up close. You can fare up close, and at a far you'll be totally destroyed because it has a drop off of damage from 35 to 20, which is a pretty big drop off, and it only has range of 100 to 60. So I would use it in probably medium close range, so nothing too far, and you could fare up close, but don't try and go too close. And then its fire rate is 600, so it's pretty slow compared to most. It only has a mag size of 25, and you can get 26 in there. The best maps for this are Sandstorm, Mall, and Metro. Depending on how the people are in your lobby, Metro could be a good map. So I would highly suggest this gun, and now we're moving on to number 2. Okay, coming in at second place for my top most used guns is the AUG A1 with 2,921, and by the time you're watching this video, it's probably actually crested into the 3,000 mark, second gun to be there. My class setup for this is the coyote sight, angled grip, compensator, and green laser. This gun is best used on the maps of Ravrod, Sandstorm, and both crane sight and crane sight revamp. It works best in medium to long range. It does 30 to 23 damage, which is pretty good at decent ranges, and has a range of 190 for least amount of damage and 60 for close amount of damage. Its fire rate is 680. My bad. It is pretty slow firing rate compared to most of the guns on this list, but it is still a great gun. It has mag size of 30, and you can fit 31 if you reload it and already have one in the chamber. This gun is very good at medium to long range. I mostly use it in that. It can fare up in close range, but if you come up against an MP7 or Colt SMG or any quick firing weapon like that, Tech 9, you will lose the battle. But if you take them at a far range, you will definitely win, and this is a good gun. I would suggest to anybody. It is unlocked at rank. It is unlocked at rank 20, so it is not too high of a rank of a gun, so it is very good and open for a lot of people to use. So I would highly suggest you use this gun, and we are moving on now to number 1. Okay, we have reached that spot in our list. This is my number 1 most used gun. This is the AUG A3 Para. If you've known me and watched my videos for a while, you'd known that I love this gun. I have 3,945 kills, and by the time this comes out, like I've said on a lot of other weapons, this is probably going to be at 4,000. My class setup for this is the default sight. Sometimes, if I'm not doing too good, I'll throw on the Coyote or Reflex, the angle grip, compensator, and a green laser. This is a very high level gun. It is unlocked at rank 81, so it is very high. And its damage drop off goes from 34 to 19. So up close you will be shredding people, but at a distance it's going to take the entire mag. It has a range of 90 to 40, so not very, it's very up close. If you're up close you'll be fine, if not you're doomed. It has a 780 fire rate, which is pretty good, and means that up close you can pretty much tear through people. It has mag size of 25, and its best maps are on Sandstorm, as long as you don't get in cross map fights with other people. Metro, it fares pretty well. Mall, and sometimes I can fare well with it on Rav Road 911. So, hope you guys all enjoyed this of my top 10 most used guns. If you wanted to see my top 5 most liked guns, I could make a video like that. But don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. See ya.